Guys, Slickfest Wizard here, and I'm getting ready to do my MMA picks for UFC 120, but first I wanted to show you some of the editing bay that we have here on campus. I'm broadcasting live from here, of course. It's very exclusive, kind of cramped, small, they got plenty of Macs everywhere, and it gets hot on occasion because we have to share the AC with the room next door. So, alright. I'm going to see if I can upload this on Final Cut Pro, do some editing, make it better, nicer. So what's up? We got a couple minutes before class starts, so I just wanted to get this done with, because I don't want to talk any more about this particular card than I really have to, because it's free, and a lot of people are saying that it's one of the worst cards ever. I don't think that's entirely the case. Hold on. Yep. But at 8 o'clock this Saturday, it's free, Spike TV, at broadcasting live from the O2 Arena in England. We've got only about like four or five Americans on the card, the rest Brazilian, British, so that's how it's going down. It's cool. Alright. So, main event. Michael Bisping versus Yoshihiro Akiyama. It's strange seeing Akiyama in the main event of a UFC promotion after suffering a pretty tough loss to Chris Lieben, where he got choked out by a guy who's not known for his submission abilities. And Michael Bisping coming off a good victory over Dan Miller, in which his hands were faster, his cardio was better. So Bisping's not going to gas against Akiyama, and I see he's obviously going to be the favorite, judging by where they're fighting. It's going to be in his hometown. But Bisping, obviously an Ultimate Fighter winner. His only two losses are... No, he's got three losses, actually. My mistake. His losses are to Vanderlei Silva, Dan Henderson, and Rashad Evans. Dan Henderson was the only one to finish him. He came back with a good win over Dennis Cain at UFC 105, in which his ground skills have gotten better. So if Yoshihiro Akiyama does get this fight to the ground, I see Bisping being able to sweep easily and get right back up to his feet, where he does have the advantage in his hands being more technical and him being able to hit harder. And if Akiyama does defeat Michael Bisping, it'll be great for him, but it'll be bad for... Okay, I'm not going to say it's going to be bad, but it could be bad for the UFC, since it's, they're putting Bisping in the main event, and it's free here, so would it be a bad... They're taking a risky business move, but in the world of business, you have to take risks. So I applaud Dana White for doing that. And, okay, so, long story short, I pick Bisping to win by a 3-round unanimous decision over Akiyama, and after that, the UFC might cut Akiyama, because he's going to be 1-2, but maybe they could give him one more chance, but he should step it up then. Okay, next one, Dan Hardy versus Carlos Condit. Dan Hardy, former UFC welterweight contender, in which he just got out-wrestled by George St. Pierre for 25 minutes, in which he didn't slow down or gas, but he showed a lot of mistakes. He does not do very good against wrestlers, and Carlos Condit is certainly no George St. Pierre. But Hardy is pretty good. He's only knocked out Rory Markham in his UFC career, but let me see, hold on. Yeah, 23 wins, 11 are by knockout, 4 are by submission, and Carlos Condit coming off of a good fight, a fight of the night performance against Jason McDonald, in which he finished him with like a couple seconds in round 3 in a good fight. So I think he has a bit of the wrestling advantage, and Carlos Condit's chances to win this fight are good, but I'm going to pick Dan Hardy, and I feel like I should pick Dan Hardy to win again by unanimous decision. I see a lot of decisions happening on this card, unfortunately, but Hardy by decision or TKO in like maybe round 3. Next one, John Hathaway versus Mike Pyle. John Hathaway impressed me with his victory over Diego Sanchez, in which I picked Sanchez first. But Hathaway, I don't think he's lost yet. Let me see. Yeah, 14-0. He's beaten Paul Taylor, Rick Story. Yeah, Rick Story rarely loses nowadays. But John Hathaway, he is with U.S. top team and 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, so he's going to be very good on the ground, all that stuff. and Mike Pyle. Originally, Hathaway was going to fight Dong Hyun Kim, also the undefeated Dong Hyun Kim, which would have been a fight that I was looking forward to seeing, because Dong Hyun Kim just beat T.J. Grant, and he also beat, my hometown guy for me, Amir Sadala. So, that would have been an interesting ground test. But I'm going to pick John Hathaway to win this fight by submission in round 2. And Cheick Kongo versus Travis Brown. Okay. Not a whole lot to say about Cheick Kongo at this point, really, except he's a pretty good striker. His ground game is okay, but he can be submitted, and he's got Dan Hardy-like takedown defense, which just means it's not pretty much there. And he's got a rock-solid chin, Frank Mir hit him with a huge left, and it dropped Kongo, but Kongo was immediately on his way to getting back to his feet. So, he's a really tough guy against Travis Brown, who, unfortunately, I have not seen fight yet. He did beat James McSweeney and Michael Westbrook back in 2009. So, I'm picking Cheick Kongo to win by, again, decision or knockout. And finally, this fight I'm really interested in. James Wilkes against Claude Patrick. James Wilkes, an Ultimate Fighter winner. Let's see. Yeah. He had a record of 5-2 before stepping into the UK versus the US Ultimate Fighter show. I can't see it. Yeah. The UFC 9. Oh no. The Ultimate Fighter Season 9. That was what he won. So, he choked out DeMarcus Johnson, then lost abruptly to Matt Brown, then came back with a win over Peter Sabota. But Claude Patrick looked really good. Canadian. He only has one loss, Claude Patrick. And that is to Drew McFedry, surprisingly. Yeah. And he beat Ricardo Funch back at UFC 115. Guillotine choke. He has a bunch of guillotine chokes and other submissions, so you want to watch out if he gets a hold of your neck. And it's reportedly he has good. He's got good cardio too. He's gone on 11 fight winning streak, all that stuff. So I'm gonna pick Claude Patrick by, not surprisingly, he got 8 o'clock. All right, Claude Patrick to win by, I want to say guillotine choke, but I'm going to say rear naked choke. That's how I think it's going to happen. So those are my quick picks. I'm not going to deal with the undercard for now. So enjoy it, guys. Stay motivated.